Starburns Audio.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Bro Country, the virus edition, aka the Panty Pods,
AKA Two Guys, One Couch,
aka Two Stances, 6 Feet,
AKA Two Hombres, One Nombre,
aka Two Bros, No Pros,
AKA Two Jews, No Harm and Killabrews.
Ooh, I like those. All those. Keep them coming, guys. Again, our goal on this podcast is to give you 30 minutes of your day that you can just relax and not think about things and hopefully laugh about the world and life. And from what we're hearing from you guys on Instagram as these clips get posted, great response. And we really appreciate all the personal responses back to us. We try and be personal on this. So we really appreciate your personal responses back. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube page that has full video episodes of this podcast, plus new episodes of Cheap Seats, 10 new Cheap Seats will be up by the end of this week. We've got 10 episodes up there right now, plus clips of us on other shows, great stuff. Subscribe to that if you can, and then tool around on the page. I actually stayed and watched. I hadn't seen some of those old episodes of Cheap Seats. It was so much fun to sit and watch.
So much fun because I think we thought at the beginning of Cheap Seats, we don't have the hang of it yet, but we'll get better. And we kind of tended to like the season 2, 3, and 4.
That's right.
The most. 3 and 4 really the most.
I go back and look at those other ones. I watched the Superstars, Cooper Stars one, and it was that was the one that The Onion wrote about. And I went back and watched it, and I laughed so hard. There were so many funny things done.
So that's up on our YouTube page called Sklar Bro Country.
The hour-long episode, the hour-long versions of the shows, because they were actually later cut down to a half an hour. So it's the full hour-long version of those shows. Please check those out. I think you'll dig them. And shall we get into the show right now?
Let's get into the show because it has been an interesting week, so to speak, and weekend in all around the world.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you're the mayor of a city, I'm just going to say this right now, get your beer delivered. You're going to be drinking right now. Now is,
I mean, you're going to have protesters on your lawn,
on your doorstep. But even if it's an Australian city, and I know Australians cannot live without their beer.
To me, Australians, if they could, they would have a river of beer.
Right.
That you could just go down to and scoop and go. Scoop and go. A little of that all that alcohol.
You mean the St. Paul people who are living down in Australia?
Yeah.
Crikey, scoop it up, eh?
Scoop it up.
The mayor of the Australian city of Warrnambool
that sounds made up.
Shane Warrnambool has been fined $1,044.
Feels arbitrary and weird.
After being photographed drinking beer with others outside a liquor store this month, a breach of the stay-at-home orders in the state of Victoria.
Which, by the way, that is so sad to just be drinking outside of a liquor store.
Is he a skater kid?
Is he buying beer for skater kids?
Is he dissing Lloyd in the movie Say Anything? Lloyd, all null and void. He got dissed in the Malibu. Now what's he gonna do? Anyway,
I think it's dissed in the Malibu. Don't know what to do.
Now he don't know what to do.
Don't know what to do.
All right. I get it. You want to press the flesh, but now is not the time to be doing that. Like, you can virtually do that. Hold as many Zoom drinkings as you can.
You can still drink. No one's saying don't drink. We just need to be, I don't know that we can be clearer about that. You don't have to not drink.
No.
Just don't do it outside of
We're not taking the beer out of your cold, dead hands.
Don't sit on a Harry Larry Diamondback bike in front of a 7-Eleven
while you're about to go pop wheelies at the wall. All right. $1,044 seems very random.
It does. I said that. It seems arbitrary, doesn't it?
Like a second grade kid was asked, how much money is like all the money in the world? And the biggest number they could come up with was
$1,044.
Yeah, that's what it is.
If he was in St. Louis, $40.
$40.
The St. Louis accent, my kids
$1,044. So my youngest daughter's name is Georgia, and our Aunt Linda, our mom's friend, Linda Wallace, all of our kids love to hear Aunt Linda called Georgia by her name. How's Georgia?
Is Georgia okay?
How's Georgia doing? Georgia's good.
Yeah, I knew there was an R at the beginning in her name.
Georgia.
Before the second G.
It's moments like these that you understand that being a government official is not as lofty as it once was.
Right. So it
right, wasn't it? You get elected you're going to be an elected official. That's really good, but now it doesn't matter.
Right. That's gone out the window. Anyone can be an elected. All you have to do is get elected. It's kind of like being a dad. All you have to do is get someone pregnant.
Warrnambool to me does not sound like a real place.
It sounds like
you can't not sound drunk when you're saying
when you're saying Warrnambool, it sounds like you're trying to say something else, and that's the drunk version.
Warrnambool. Sounds like we're in the pool.
Yeah.
Warrnambool. You guys are in the pool? Warrnambool.
Why aren't you in the pool?
We're in Warrnambool.
Why am I not in the pool?
Warrnambool.
That doesn't.
If J.R.R. Tolkien tried to write and create one of the shires was called Warrnambool, 2 R's, 2 O's. That's what this is. 2 R's, 2 O's. People would be like, I know you create fictitious worlds in Middle Earth and everything. It does not work.
You've gone too far.
You've gone too far.
Bro.
I mean, there are only 2 R's, and they're in J.R.R. Tolkien. You can't have 2 R's in Warrnambool.
You've already doubled up on the R's. Yeah, you don't need more R's.
It's like you're slurring your language by saying it. Victoria's social distancing rule states that gatherings of more than 2 people are not allowed except for members of your immediate family household and for work education purposes. Maybe he was educating people.
I'm going to teach you how to drink this.
That's right.
Right?
I'm educating people on how to get effed up, yo.
He's the mayor of this liquor store, bitches.
Yeah, boy. And this is how you shotgun a bottle of beer. In a statement released on Thursday, Mayor Tony Herbert, I want to call him A-Bear.
Tony A-Bear.
Said, quote, I made mistakes. I wish to apologize.
By the way, he's not even talking about the drinking.
I made mistakes means there's like a bunch. He cheated on his wife.
He's talking about like
he hasn't paid taxes in 30 years.
He probably killed a guy. This is like decades of mistakes.
He pushed a guy off a boat out in the near the Great Barrier Reef. It's over.
Let me just get that out. I killed a man at a wine festival in Adelaide. Look, I'm a mess.
Tony Herbert said I made mistakes. I wish to apologize for him. I wish to apologize.
I wish is what you say when you can't apologize.
Right, just apologize.
You say, I wish I could apologize, but right now I can't.
Wish to is the step before apologizing. So you want to be able to apologize.
It's like a promise ring. Like that's the promise. If you get a promise ring from someone and it's not an engagement ring, run.
I wish to apologize. That is usually followed by, but I can't.
Right. I wish I could
so
apologize.
badly to apologize, but
and then what's the but? Why can't you tell me the thing that you want to tell me?
He goes on, I believe my actions to engage with business owners as part of my mayoral role. All right, you're drinking beer, you're drinking a 40, a Foster's outside. Come on, idiot. Was within the bounds of the law, Herbert added. However, I realized I had inadvertently breached the new laws. He's blaming the new law. Like
they're so complicated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very confusing. And
it's what am I? They're like tax codes.
Look, they're saying stay in your home, but isn't everywhere my home?
Yeah.
Because I'm the mayor.
I'm trying to do mayoral business. It's not mayoral business as usual right now. And there is no need to mask it anymore except put a mask on, you dumbass.
Right.
Speaking about the incident first reported by public broadcaster ABC, Victoria Police told CNN, following reports of people gathering and following reports, not one report.
Many reports.
Of people gathering and drinking in a street outside of a Warrnambool liquor store Thursday, April 7th, people confirmed that they have issued 4 penalty notices for breaching chief health officer directives. So there weren't just one. It was lots of people being like, hey, there's a bunch of people drinking in the street. They should probably not be drinking in the street. That's what a lot of people. And it's bad when Australians call on other Australians who are drinking.
Right. When they're saying about someone else, hey, you have a drinking problem,
then it's an issue.
Then you really have a drinking problem.
There were a lot of people gathering. If there are multiple reports, there are a lot of people gathering.
Or they're being loud, or they're being brazen about it.
Well, this to me feels very Australian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They think drinking beer with other people is somehow okay. Like that it keeps you immune. By the way, it's been proven alcohol does not keep you immune.
Alcohol does not kill the virus.
It actually breaks down. Doesn't it hurt you?
Pot supposedly breaks down. And it is 4:20 when we're recording this.
That's true. Look, maybe it does. Maybe beer does stop it.
If it does,
and by the way, if it does, I'll be happy to eat my words on this right now and drink all the beer that you want. Have a beer festival. I don't care.
If this guy was right, we'll eat shit for this guy.
But here's the deal. Have your beer delivered. Why is that so? They have to have beer delivery in Australia. That should have been the first country that's like, we'll deliver beer by kangaroo.
We'll
put it in the pouch. Keep it warm. We don't care.
Right.
Beer and liquor stores are essential
Hop
business.
and stops.
That's right. How great would that be?
A hop and stop where they
if you
send
could
out
train a kangaroo to deliver beer. I mean,
look, they've trained them to box.
They can deliver a punch.
Yes, they've trained them to box. They can deliver a punch. But can they deliver beer?
A sixer of Foster's, can you deliver that?
Don't think that
boys.
Australian scientists aren't also, while they're trying to work on a cure for the coronavirus and a vaccine, they are also working on training kangaroos to deliver beer. Don't kid yourself into thinking that they're not doing that.
But do you think the kangaroos and koalas probably totally have coronavirus? I think they all do. Didn't every all koalas had chlamydia?
I thought it was syphilis.
It's chlamydia.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I looked it up. It's chlamydia.
Okay.
Yep. They're passing along STDs. They probably are.
Well, is that because people are banging koalas? Like, why do koalas have chlamydia?
I think they got it from each other. Koalas koalas be mating.
They're not clean. And they're all over those dating apps. That makes sense, though. Like, of all the animals that, like, you would expect to have an STD.
They're so cute.
Right.
They're so cute.
Like, if you look at the animal kingdom.
Koalas can't say no.
If you look at the animal kingdom and say who
is a full-time player?
Who has what?
Right. Who's a full-time player?
Koalas make sense that they have chlamydia.
Right. Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Horses would have gonorrhea in my mind.
Absolutely.
In my mind, you got one stud that's kind of, going around to a bunch of horses. If one guy's got it, then a lot of mares are going to have it. So
alligators got the clap.
Alligators with the clap, that totally makes sense. All right. Frogs have herpes. That feels normal. That feels like something that would make sense. They already have bumps all over their body. They can hide it really well.
That's right.
And if you can hide it, you're going to pass it on.
That's right.
So frogs have herpes. And horses have gonorrhea.
That's right.
And
alligators have the clap. Koalas have chlamydia. Isn't the chlamydia and the clap the same thing?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I want it to be.
The clap.
Snakes have syphilis.
Snakes have syphilis. There you go. All right. Let's take a break, shall we?
Let's take a break.
Do we have voicemail today?
I think we do.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not sure what it is, but we'll slide it in here for you guys when we come back after the break. A couple stories that are guaranteed to blow your mind. So stay with us. This is Sklar Bro Country, the virus edition. So happy you're here.
Well, hello there, Sklar Brothers. Jason Smith here, CEO, Starburns Audio, co-host, The Cliff Dorfman Show. I was just checking in because I wanted to say thank you. As you know, we created a fund for service workers that have been affected by the COVID-19 shutdown, and we've basically been collecting donations and giving that money away every day on the show, and your listeners were fabulous. They donated a ton, so much that we're going to extend this thing to the entire network. So we created a page, starburnsindustries.com/COVID-19. That's starburnsindustries.com/COVID-19. There you can donate, but also register if you need help. We want to give all this money away, and we want to take care of as many people as possible. So please help us, help them. And we've already given away thousands of dollars to people in need, and we want to keep doing that every day that we're in this crisis, because we're in it together, and we need to support each other. And to all you listeners out there, you should really stop by the Cliff Dorfman Show Live. We're there 3:30 to 4:30 every weekday. We've had amazing guests on, like Randy and Jason have been on. Dan Van Kirk's coming in on Wednesday. We had David Arquette talking about some wrestling and doing some crazy shit. We have had awesome people on every day, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. So come on over, listen to the show, have a lot of fun with us, chat with us, help out a service worker or two, and more than anything, take care of yourself and take care of your family. And remember, we're all in this together, and we're here for you.
Let it say, let it say.
All right, guys, we are back. Again, thank you for listening to this. Tell friends. Hey, people are like, hey, what do you listen to? Boom. Here's a great thing that you can say. I'm listening to
and
this
you should
podcast.
say boom.
Boom goes the dynamite. Okay, so let's get into this. So in the time of COVID-19 and practicing safe social distancing, sheltering at home,
yes,
TV must go on. You know this.
Yes, we get it.
And the news must go on. And I don't know about you, Jay, but whenever I'm watching the news, I often get distracted because I'm like looking at where everyone's set up for their interview. Like, why did Chuck Schumer sit here with these doors in his hallway open?
Right.
Like, what's that on Nancy Pelosi's fridge? That could be a whole show.
Right.
What's that on Nancy Pelosi's fridge?
Why does she have Tom Hanks? I was like, what's going on in his kitchen on SNL?
Like, you want to be like, is that really the type of backsplash you wanted, Rick Santorum? I guess. I mean, it's too colorful for me.
He's never been known for his judgment.
He's never been known for his judgment. So there you go. To me, that always fascinates me. Like, why?
It is an interesting glimpse into people's personal lives. Like, wasn't Rigi telling some story about being close to a star and like seeing him in the morning and seeing his feet?
Yes.
And being like,
the guy stayed with him in Italy.
He's like, that's too much.
I don't want to see your feet.
I can't know that about you.
That's too intimate. So reporters, especially local news reporters, Jay, are now having to shoot their own stuff. They're not cameramen and women. They just
very
aren't.
DIY right now.
They're not. And reporters, they don't know what something's going to happen wrong. And that's exactly what happened in Sacramento. California TV reporter got into a hairy situation.
Folks,
stop it.
Please stop.
While filing a report from her bathroom about cutting her hair, while her naked husband was caught in the shower, according to a report. What?
Were they going live?
No.
They went live.
Nope. Melinda Meza of Sacramento's KCRA 3 recorded herself cutting her bangs for a story about hairstyle.
Which, by the way, I've said this. I'm at the edge of what my haircut is.
This is it, guys.
I think this is about to get terrible.
I'm
not happy
terrible.
with it. I'm not happy with what's
terrible.
Going on. All right.
When her camera captured more than she was bargaining for, according to the Daily Mail. By the way, I saw it. Her haircut, she did not do a phenomenal job with the haircut. It looked like on Cheap Seats, that kid from the spelling bee who looked like
Did you get your haircut on an escalator?
Down this way. Like, why are you doing that? Her husband, Mike DeLambert.
That can't be his real name.
DeLambert is apparently seen in the reflection in the background.
What?
Unaware that his privates have been beamed all over the airways. First of all, it's local news.
So he's in the shower and he appears. Yeah, let's not get too big with how many people saw your
have time
privates.
to really focus on the details.
Well, you have to
of
slow
every
it
shot.
down. It's not like glaring.
No,
right?
you
have
gotta
to, like,
spot
zoom in.
shadow his junk. Now, I love that
He's like,
there's so many questions I have with this. I love that she couldn't wait for him to take a shower in order to do this thing.
not live. There's
Or
no way
he
it's
couldn't
live.
wait to take a shower until she was done.
Well, there's no way it's live because how would it be live?
Why couldn't she have waited? Like, I don't understand this. Or
Is she looking to get fired?
Did she not know that her husband was in the bathroom? Are they communicating that?
Yeah, but
little
like
these
if
days?
you just took a shower, there'd be steam in the air in the bathroom.
Right.
If she's cutting her bangs, she would have to know that he's in there.
Maybe he's an exhibitionist and slid in when she wasn't even paying attention. He just wants to get his junk out live. Maybe he's that guy. Maybe she didn't know that about him, and now she's learning that about her husband.
That could be.
That'd be
or
amazing.
Or maybe like the exposed balls and shaft is the new squirrel water skiing on the local news.
That's it.
Local news, they don't have anything to offer anymore except maybe full frontal nudity.
That's right. That's right. Maybe he likes to slip in and out of a situation very easily. I mean, she knew that about him. They have 5 kids. I don't know if they have 5 kids.
Maybe they have 5 kids.
Slip in and out of a situation when he's naked. That could be this guy's MO.
But
I don't know how many kids they have. I honestly do not know how many kids
But
they
I
have.
love that people started tweeting about it, Ran, and they started.
I love that he couldn't have said, honey, I'm in here. Don't do this right now.
Yeah,
or
how about
do
you
this
wait?
outside in the mirror outside.
Or
Throw
let
a
me get
towel.
out. Let me get out so you can
Let
do
me get
your
a
work.
towel on.
Let me get out so I can do your work is the most normal thing that someone can say to another person.
What can she say? No, my work. Your shower is more important than my work. No, he's like, I'm trying to get out of here so that you can do your work. Your work is more important.
How about change the angle, dummy?
Here's what someone tweeted. So now people then started commenting. I think it was on Facebook Live. Something. People started commenting, of course, on Twitter. OMG, please let that not be her husband. One tweeted, please let that not be her husband.
Who
You
do
want
you
it to
want
be
it to
someone
be?
else?
You want it to be a lover?
Her gardener? What do we want this to be? Her handyman? No, I mean, she's like, please let that. That's her husband.
Right,
Please
but
let
she's
that
let
not be
what I'm
Exactly.
seeing right now.
Another
That's
one joked, damn, why she want to work when she got all that at home?
Oh,
Damn!
She got to work. She got to treat that man, that boy toy that's in her life.
He's got a lifestyle that he's accustomed to. She got to cut her bangs
Sugar
on the
Mama
news.
got to cut those bangs on that news.
And yet another one had thoughts. Hope her husband doesn't see this. Don't worry. If he doesn't care enough to like not take a shower while she's filming a segment for the news,
He ain't gonna care.
He is not going to watch any. He has not seen any segment that she's ever done. Honey, did you see that segment I did on killer African bees that are over here? Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say? You look great.
Yeah, it was really.
He does not care about her segments if he does not care to even get dressed while she's shooting something in the bathroom.
Does he not know how mirrors work?
No.
That's my question. Does he think he's a vampire?
Maybe he is a vampire.
You're gonna appear in mirrors, and
Your
so
ass,
is your junk.
Your ass is going to be on the news.
Period.
Which, by the way, that's never good. If your ass is on the news in any capacity, even if it's just figuratively, your ass is on the news. That's bad.
That's
you
super
never,
bad.
ever want it. The only good thing about all this is that it took place in Sacramento, which gives new meaning to the term Sacktown. Help!
That gives new meaning to the word Sacktown. That is, this man's balls were hanging so low. How low were they? This man's balls were hanging so low that she mistook them for a tripod and then folded them up and put them in the closet.
Jesus Christ.
Where he belongs.
That is wild.
That is bizarre. That is weird. That is bizarre.
All right, we got one more story for you.
Okay. Yes.
We're going to wrap this thing up. One more story. Lino Lakes, Minnesota. It comes from our friends in Minnesota.
Lino Lakes, don't they make the butter?
Yeah, that's Lando Lakes.
Okay.
Amy Kellums decided that while everyone was self-quarantining in her home amid Corona COVID-19 lockdown.
Now, what is Corona-19?
Corona-19 lockdown. It was the perfect opportunity for her and her daughter to play Pokemon Go in her empty neighborhood in Minnesota. Now, I'm okay with you walking
I'm on
around
board.
there.
I'm on board with this.
I don't know who is wrong in this. It might be Pokemon Go.
So my son was super. Remember Pokemon Go?
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe
There was a
Pokemon's
time
still
in this
going.
country where,
when
like,
it was hot, when a lot of people were
People
doing
were
it.
like walking off cliffs into traffic. It was
just
dangerous.
looking at their phones.
So
like,
it gets
I got
dangerous.
him. I got him.
No, he got you.
He kind of got you if you're falling into the Grand Canyon.
There were only that was until both of them were pulled over in their driveway after neighbors reported a suspicious vehicle on their street.
So they think the neighborhood is empty. They're like, let's go around and try to catch some of these Pokemon.
Neighbors saw a suspicious vehicle in their neighborhood
Driving around,
and they said they
holding up
called
the
the
phone.
cops on their friends so that their neighbors would be okay. This is the weirdest, why can't you just tell the neighbors, hey, there's a suspicious vehicle out here, get inside? Pokemon Go has been at the center of a controversy after many users have been the victims of crime while playing the game. Did you know this? Last year, police in Albuquerque, New Mexico, investigated the murder of a 21-year-old Kayla Campos who was shot and killed while witnessing an armed robbery in the park while she was playing Pokemon Go.
We don't need this.
Right?
Come on, Pokemon
Just know
Go.
where you... Oh, did she get the Pokemon monster before she got shot? What was her power?
I don't know.
What was her damage? This is like a gamer version of the movie Witness, although...
What was our old bit about Pokemon Go?
That
my son would, when I would get in the car, and I always knew when my son would start playing Pokemon Go, because he would stop talking to me like I was his father, and he would start talking to me like he was an Uber driver.
That's right.
Like I was his Uber driver.
Right.
He'd be like, "Hey, we gotta make a left up here." I'm like, "What? Make a left?"
It's like, "Hey man,
hey
like,
man, hey man." Who the hell are you saying? Hey man, let's pull into this gas station.
Hey
right
man,
let's pull into this gas station right here.
Yeah.
Why? He's
Yeah.
like, no, we got to go into the bathroom. I'm like, why? He's like, because there's something in there.
There's I don't know. I don't even know.
I can't even remember the name of I can't remember the
Clica monster.
No, it was something sexual, and I was like, "There's a glory hole right there.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what you're talking about."
Different type of.
I don't want it to explode. Darn! I forgot what it was.
Forgot all the
I
terms.
can't even forget.
That's Pokemon goes in your brain. That's Pokemon Go. It goes in your brain and then it goes out of your brain and then that's the end of it.
Right.
Parks like the one in which Campos was shot are typical meeting grounds for players of the mobile game. Why is this happening? If you are Pokemon Go, this is a message to you, Pokemon Go. Don't send your players to like abandoned parks where crimes can happen. Don't send them to burnt out husks of industrial parks.
You know where you can put these things.
Yeah, what are they? I don't even know the monsters. Don't put a Pikachu.
Don't put a Charizard where we can't get them.
Don't put a Charizard in a steel yard or a junk yard at the bottom of an old meat freezer because someone's going to end up in there.
They're
going to
go down there looking for it.
That's right. Don't do that. Also, don't go playing Pokemon Go in a park where people get routinely shot. Like that's on you.
That's
if you
also
start
on the
approaching,
player.
like
Yes.
everyone is to blame here.
No little Pokemon is worth it.
You're
No.
going to find a lot more than a Pokemon because if you watch a murder Phil Collins style,
I literally can't believe I've forgotten all the Pokemon
if
characters.
you watch a murder,
the way Phil Collins
watch someone die.
So he watched someone. We talked about this the other day in our lives. Phil Collins watched someone watch another person drown, and then he wrote the song "In the Air Tonight."
But
That's
he
the
watched
myth.
him drown too.
Technically, you watched him die
Anyway,
also, and you didn't do anything.
If you are a witness to a murder, and you're going to get a bounty on your head. Do you want that? I don't know how much damage or energy or power you get off of that. They're going to have to call off Pokemon Go related activities so people can get shot in the park in peace, right?
Yes.
Just allow the shooting to happen without you being there. Speaking of things that got called off, Comic-Con is now off, which sucks. It just means that all the adult single men in their late 40s who were looking to get out of their parents' basements for the weekend in San Diego now have to go back and just stay in their parents' basement.
Right.
A lot has been canceled.
I mean, the social distancing part for some people is not hard.
No, definitely not hard. A lot has been canceled, and we received this list of things in England that has been canceled, and that's how we're going to end this by basically it's going to make Comic-Con look like Comic-Con used to be, a small gathering of sweet nerds in a sunny locale. All right, now, you've heard of trying to charm a snake, Jay.
Yeah, you play the little do-do-do-do-do.
But did you know that every year in England, people gather to coax earthworms out of the ground? It's a thing.
It's not going to work. I'll just tell you right now. It's
now
not gonna
you're
work.
not going to be able to go to that and speculate
spectate at something like this.
This riveting yet slow-moving contest. The champions in Williston County Primary School in Nantwich,
That's where the championships are?
Cheshire, in 2018. That's where they were then. Coaxing earthworms out of the ground is like making love to an old man.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a long time to get it out,
and no one's gonna believe.
no one's gonna believe that you can do it,
and they will, and the worms will not rise.
You're gonna want to wash your hands a lot when it's done.
Right.
The Tweed Run, Jay, is not happening.
The Tweed Run is not happening.
Annual bike ride through central London that sees people decked out in their finest tweed, cycling to the capital. Well,
It's done.
It's better than the naked bike ride. There was like a 70-year-old guy who rode naked on his birthday. I guess it's better than that.
That's due to go ahead. The naked bike ride.
No,
is
some
happening?
guy did that, but
Right.
it's basically that's what happens at Burning Man every year. Did I tell you guys I went to Burning Man?
No, you did not. Why can't they make tweed masks
Yeah,
and have
you
them wear
should be able
a
to.
tweed mask? And
Tweed
then
mask. There you go. You could do
Get
it.
on it, internet.
Where's the? I think the Tweed Run's a bad name for it. I think they should be more crafty with it. Call it like the Professor Invitational.
Right.
Right? The Elbow Patch
2000.
That's right. The Stuffy Spoke Regional.
Yes, do that.
Lawnmower racing.
We watched this on
What
Cheeses.
is May without spring flowers and a spot of lawnmower racing? Not together. I wouldn't put those two in the same spot.
So
but
lawnmower racing is you get on the riding mowers.
and you have to corner. I mean, they go like 50 miles
Is
an
it
hour.
a Le Mans shaped track?
No,
Okay.
it's not like Le Mans, but it is like. But wouldn't that be great if there was a Ford versus Ferrari, like John
Lawnmower,
Deere versus Toro, sort of a
Right.
battle going
And
on in
one was
lawnmower?
all out
Remember we saw that, and like people wiped out. They went after each other. I mean, you go to the lawnmower racing, A, to get your lawn cut, and then B, to watch the crashes.
That's talk about buzzing the tower.
Thank you very much. I remember it was ridiculous. 2019 event at Chestnut House in Lower Weir, Axbridge. Cheese rolling. Unfortunately, there'll be no cheese rolling this year.
I've seen cheese rolling down that big hill and they throw wheels of
It's too
cheese on it.
competitive to allow for proper social distancing. People hurtle down Cooper's Hill in Brockworth, Gloucestershire. And it's gone ahead since the 1800s, but has been postponed since
For
the
the first time?
1800s.
So that's how you know things are bad. When people try to tell you, "Oh, this is just a common flu."
Well, cheese rolling isn't happening this year. That's
you
bad.
respond with, "Hey, is the cheese rolling championships happening
Still
in
on?
Scotland?"
Okay.
No, they're not. This is not the common flu.
If you meet someone and they lead with the fact that they are a cheese roller, get away from them. Because you're going to hear a lot about...
Because that's what you say about someone when you're mad about them. You bring that up in the thing. That lousy cheese roller. That dirty, lying cheese roller.
Cheese roller cheated on me.
And you're like... The cheese had nothing to do with it, and the cheese rolling had nothing to do with it. It just gets attached to every bad attribute of this dude's life.
If he leads or she leads with "I'm a cheese roller," get ready for a long discussion about good Gouda versus bad Gouda.
Right.
I wonder how many vegan rollers are out there who will talk your ear off about a bunch of great vegan options.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
still around.
Still around, just as good as regular cheese. It's not just as good as regular cheese.
You say it's just as good as regular cheese,
not.
And you can tell yourself that all you want. It's not.
The Eli Hoop Trundle pupils compete to roll a hoop down the east lawn of Ely Cathedral to mark the founding of the school by Henry VIII in 1541. That's not happening this year.
That's the first time since 1541 it hasn't happened.
As schools are closed, this will not be going ahead. So it went during the Black Plague, they still kept it going there.
Look.
The course is a 75-yard dash to a post and back whilst bowling the hoop with a wooden stick. I cannot think of anything
more British.
That's right.
Yeah.
This feels like something like Harry Potter and Ron Weasley would make fun of not do. Like they're not going to participate in that at Hogwarts this year.
Right.
There is no way any kid thinks that this is cool.
No, it's never been cool.
Keep rolling the trundles, guys, and we won't talk about the teacher that touched everyone. The maypole, dancing around the maypole has been a tradition in the UK for centuries. But with everyone putting their hands on the pole, you can't do it.
Can I? Not even with gloves?
Dancing around the maypole is like a non-religious mecca of sorts.
Right,
okay,
right.
Putting their hands on the pole, you got to have gloves, but we don't know what those gloves have been. This is never going to happen ever again. Are we ever going to have that?
It's killing me.
Plastic gloves would ruin the event.
Sure.
This year, people will be keeping their hands to themselves and dancing at home. Hands touching maybe during the Beltane celebrations at the Glastonbury Chalice Well.
I doubt that's going to happen.
The World Custard Pie Championship. You didn't even know that this happened every year. I'm
in a World Custard Pie fantasy league.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay. So get more acquainted with this historic event. Essentially, people throw custard pies at each other's faces.
What is this?
At the rival in the face.
An episode of Benny Hill?
Well, that would be if you threw it at someone's naked ass. But pie in the face, while hilarious, is kind of vicious. It takes great, but you are literally whipping something at somebody's face.
Well, is there a crust involved or is it just custard?
Of course. As some of you may already know, it is with great sadness that due to the ongoing situation with coronavirus and in line with the government advice. So they're not going to put it on the government.
They're like, we wanted to do this, but the government is making us not do it.
We have made this a very tough decision to cancel this year's competition. Fear not, though. We'll be back next year bigger and better and messier than before. Don't promise that. Don't promise
fireworks when you can't deliver fireworks.
That's right. Don't write a check that your pie in the butt can't cash. We have disappointed you, but rest assured, is this longer than it should be?
This is like the Declaration of Independence.
Rest assured, we have more time now to make next year even better. Yeah, you said that. It happens to be in the village of Coxheath, near Maidstone in Kent. It can't be more British than this. Contestants taking part in the 51st Annual World Custard Pie Championship, Dragon Boat Regatta every year in Gloucester. Around 30 teams battle out a race across the historic docks in 40-foot dragon boats. That's not happening this year. Why can't that happen?
I think that could happen.
One-person boats, you could still do that.
Yeah.
Often dressed up for the occasion, such as a team of Where's Wally's in 2018.
Isn't it Where's Waldo?
Gutted
over there, it's different.
Gutted for the athletes. Mayday dip plunging into the freezing northern sea. That's not going to happen anymore. Just all this stuff. It's just terrible, Jay. The World Egg Throwing Championships. By the way, we would cheap seats all these.
Yes.
There's not a politician in sight for this lot throwing eggs purely for the fun of it. Organizers said, we're extremely sorry to be making this devastating. Is it a devastating decision?
Devastating decision is like, look, here's the deal. We only have enough hospital beds for some people. Some of you are going to have to die.
That's a devastating decision. Postponing the egg throwing championship, it's not as devastating.
Look, if you want to make an omelet, you got to crack some egg throwing championships.
That's right. It happens at the Swatton Vintage Day Fair near Swatton in Lincolnshire. Devastating decision has been made.
How are they going to live with themselves? And how are they gonna
Fingers
get through
crossed that these events will be back and bigger than ever in 2021.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see if we can survive it. Look, Randy and I are just crossing fingers for a college football season, maybe.
Yep, but
even with no fans, just pull something like that
something.
off.
We'll take it. But in the
maybe they got to get. Maybe that's the issue. You know, at an egg toss championship,
the crowds are huge. The gallery is enormous. You got to get rid of it,
and it's really hard to get people. You can't just say we're doing this and not have fans.
Right,
fans are as big a part of an egg toss championship or a pie throwing contest as anything. You take the fans out of the game. By the way, you don't even have a sport anymore.
It's a tradition as old as time. You take your kids, they then take their kids. It's, especially if you're rolling like things down.
Cheese down a hill. I mean, from generation to generation.
That's right. You can, the cheese doesn't, if the cheese doesn't stink, then there's something rank in Denmark. Guys, that's our show. Really appreciate you for listening to this and sticking with us. We keep the content rolling like cheese down a hill. And we'll see you guys. Punch a water faucet, then wash your hands. Stay socially distanced, yet stay connected. We are out.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da-da.